prepare yourself for deliciousness. It's not cooking unless you get messy. Oh, dippity dip. Right till I can't no more. So good. Let's get started. Hey guys, BusyMami here, and today we're gonna make enchiladas, chicken enchiladas, two ways. So we're gonna make a keto version and a tortilla version. Can you tell which one is which? You can't, because they're both equally delicious. You have a cheese tortilla and a flour tortilla. So it's gonna be amazing. I hope you are excited to learn how to make these and to enjoy them with your family. Okay, so before we get started on the chilies and the sauce for the enchiladas, you're gonna want to start your chicken. Few things you can do for fillings. Doesn't have to be chicken. I know these are chicken enchiladas, but you can do chicken, you can do pork, you can do potatoes, you can do cheese. You can make these however you want. You can even throw some scrambled eggs in there and make breakfast enchiladas. So good. So first thing you need to do if you're gonna make the chicken enchiladas is you're gonna set up a pan. You're gonna put the 2 chicken breasts in there. You're gonna boil that with a bay leaf, a quarter of an onion, some salt. You're gonna let that boil for about an hour, and then you're gonna let that chicken cool and leave on the side. This recipe works great with leftover chicken. So if you made a roasted chicken or you had a roasted chicken and you just have leftover chicken, just shred it and then you put it inside. As long as it's not seasoned too strongly, then you can definitely use any chicken that you want. So you're gonna get that going. I have my chicken going behind me. Once it's done, then I'm gonna let it rest so that it gets cooled down, and then I'm gonna shred it for the inside of these enchiladas. So next step, let's get started on the sauce. So you're gonna need 2 types of chilies. So there's chile ancho, and actually what this is a dried poblano pepper. So I don't know if you've ever had a poblano pepper. It's green, it's long. This is a chile ancho. You need 5 of these. And then you're going to need 5 chile guajillos. So you can find these usually at your local Latin American grocery store or at some specialty stores. There are some stores that carry them. They come dried. You basically have to take the stem off, make sure you take the inside seeds out, and then you're left with a husk like this. So we're gonna get started. So we're gonna put a little bit of oil in our pan. It is hot. And we're gonna toast them up a little bit. So I'm gonna toast them. Oh, be careful because they'll jump up at you. All right. So we're gonna put them in the pan. Not a lot of oil in here. If I start coughing, it's just gonna happen. I'm gonna push them a little bit to the side, and I'm gonna throw in half an onion. So I'm gonna let it get a little toasty. And 4 cloves of garlic. If you count this and you see there are 5, it's only because one is really tiny, and I was like gonna cook it because I love garlic. So gonna put them in here and let them get a little roasted. Then we're gonna throw them in a pot and boil them so they can get really soft. So this kind of brightens the flavor up and makes them come to life a little bit. Just enhances the oils that they have and brings out that delicious flavor. I do the same when I make mole. All right, these are looking really good. So you see these are looking really nice, kind of little toasty. I think it'll be time for me to take them off, and I'm gonna boil them to bring out some more of that flavor and soften them up a little bit. So once these are all set, we're gonna boil them for about 15 minutes or so. So I'm gonna get the pot and get that ready. And we're gonna make our enchiladas 2 ways, right? So we're gonna do the keto way and we're gonna do the traditional way. Since they both use the same salsa, really the only thing you're gonna change up here is gonna be the tortilla. So I'll be right back as soon as I get these ready to boil. Okay, so we got our pot ready with some water. You're gonna put your toasted chilies in the water. You have your half of an onion, and then you have your cloves of garlic. And we're gonna boil all this for about 10 minutes. All right, guys, so your peppers and everything have boiled, so they look like this. Looks nice and soft and gooey. we are ready to now blend them. So you're gonna take everything that has boiled, about 10-15 minutes boiling. You're gonna throw them in your blender. Okay, I think we're good. So I always reserve a little bit of the liquid because sometimes you use it in the sauce to make it a little, you know, softer. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of this liquid in here. So a 1/4 cup of the liquid. I reserved some of the liquid from my chicken that I boiled, basically some delicious chicken stock. I'm gonna throw about a cup of this in here, and then we'll see how thick it is. It might need a little bit more. There's like such great flavor in this that you definitely want it in there. Gonna add. So good. All right, moving this out of the way. So I have oregano from my garden last year, and basically what we do is we dry it, let it dry, and then we keep it in baggies because it's amazing. So this is about 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano. And sometimes I add more, sometimes I add less. Oregano is very overpowering, so you just gotta be careful. And then I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. For now, I'm gonna add just 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but I already know I'm gonna need to add more. But remember that the chicken stock has salt in it, so it's gonna be a little bit. And then I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of adobo. So we're gonna cover this up and we're gonna blend it. Wow, that was loud. So I have a puree setting on this. That's what I would do. If not, you can just blend it. We're also gonna run this through a sifter to just get some of the bigger pieces of the salsa out. And then we're gonna cook this down a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move everything out of the way, put my induction back up here, and we're gonna cook this up a little bit. So, okay, so now we have our pan, it's hot. We're gonna throw a little oil in here, about a tablespoon of oil. Okay, you have to be really careful with this because you will likely splash up. So I'm gonna sift the sauce. Through. And I use a spoon to help. So the reason why we do this is because the skin from the peppers is really thick and you really don't want to bite into that. All right, so this paste that you're left with seems very sad to waste, but you're not gonna use it. It's a lot of the skins, and then you're gonna keep going. Okay, so now that I've sifted pretty much all of that through, I can see that it's gonna need a little more liquid. So my grandma really believed in not wasting a lot of stuff. So we run everything through as much as possible. So there's still some in this pot. So I'm gonna add some of this water. And by water, I mean chicken stock that I made. And I'm gonna rotate it around and I'm gonna pour it in this and sift it through the little pieces of pepper that are left. Try to get some more flavor out of that. A little bit gets in there, that's totally fine. But I mean, look how much you get in there. Anyway, I jumped because I slightly burned myself, but that's okay. So you're gonna now let this cook and just come to a boil. You can actually see that it's almost come to a boil now. I swear my grandma's hands were made of like, I don't know what, because she would always like make fun of me for using gloves if I ever used gloves with anything. And I think it's really funny how she like would get burned and like no reaction, literally no reaction. It'd be like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's totally fine. All right, so you can see that it came to a boil here. Now I'm gonna taste it to see what the flavor's like, if it needs more salt. Again, this is what my grandma would do. Oh, so good. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. I'm gonna lower the temperature now just to keep it at a simmer. And I'm gonna throw a little salt on here. This is really to your taste, so you can taste it, and if you feel like it needs a little more salt or not, and throw it. A little for good luck, right? Throw a little more pepper in here, since I have it. Then I'm gonna stir that up, and I'm gonna give it another taste. So, funny enough, I always taste on my left hand. I think it's because I have her tattoo here. She's always with me. My grandma's always with me, and she's always making me make the right decisions. There's actually a meme that's out that basically it says, you know, we don't measure our ingredients because we keep pouring until we hear our ancestors whisper stop. And I don't want to cry on camera, so I'm not going to cry. But she's always with me, so love it. All right. Okay, this is delicious. It's ready to go. So I'd say this is probably a good consistency where it coats the spoon like that. And then we're gonna go on the next step, which is getting the tortillas ready. So let's go. Okay, so the next step is to get your tortillas ready. So what I'm gonna do is I have some really hot oil. You're gonna cover the pan, hot oil. You're gonna throw each tortilla in for about 10 seconds. So you're gonna put it in the hot oil. Basically what we're doing is we're softening it up. These actually will break apart if you don't soften them up. So as you see, that one's done. Moving on to the next one. And you're basically just gonna keep doing this until you have all the tortillas you're gonna use. We're gonna make 12 today, so I'm gonna do this 12 more times, and then we'll show you how to put it together. Okay, so guess what time it is? It's time to put together your enchiladas. So my tortillas are ready. They're soft and ready to go. So I'm gonna take some of the sauce and I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my baking pan, which you're not gonna put a lot, just enough so that it gets there. So I'm gonna dip each tortilla like this in the sauce, and I'm gonna put it here. So I'm gonna do I can probably fit at least 2 here, just as I go. Dippity dip. Okay, so now that you have them covered, you're gonna add your shredded chicken. If you want chicken enchiladas, we're gonna do 2 chicken first. I'm gonna add the shredded chicken. Then you're gonna roll it. So to roll, pull back, push everything in, and just roll it like that. Good to go. Same thing, pull the meat back, roll it in. Don't worry about getting dirty, that's what it's for. Then we're gonna keep doing that a few more times. Okay. So I did say that I was gonna make these 2 ways. That was my alarm to tell me that my cheese tortillas are ready. So, go grab those. Guys, look at these. If you haven't seen my cheese tortilla video, you need to watch it. So good, listen to that sizzle. Oh my gosh, so good. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let these cool for a second. As per my other video, pull them off the baking sheet, let them cool, then you come back to them. Okay, so I have made my regular tortilla enchiladas. Now it's time to do some cheese tortilla enchiladas. I let them cool a little bit. They're still pliable, which is awesome. We're gonna do the same thing, but let's make sure we're not dipping in like sauce that's hot, because it's just cheese. It will melt. So, gonna dip and put chicken on it. We're gonna roll them up. Roll them up and get them all done. So I'm only gonna do 4 for this one. So I'm the keto queen at the house, so do 4 of these. Again, you can fill it with whatever you want. If you want to fill it with, you know, more cheese, which kind of seems a little, but if I was just gonna eat them like that, I'd probably put eggs in them, which actually is really good. So yum. So now that they're all done, I'm gonna take some of this extra sauce, put it on top of these, gonna put it on top of my regular enchiladas, throw a little extra sauce. They look beautiful. All right, now I'm gonna top with cheese for the regular ones. So, top with your favorite cheese. Sometimes I use queso chihuahua. You're gonna bake these at 350, about 10 minutes. Basically what I want is to have everything meld together and get all melty and gooey so that it's really yummy. Everything is already cooked, so you don't really have to worry too much about it. There's 5 minutes left on the timer. You're gonna throw your keto enchiladas at 350 for about 5 minutes just to heat them through and get them ready for you to eat. So I'm gonna throw these in. See you soon. All right, so 5 minutes in the oven and our keto enchiladas are all done. Look at them. They are so beautiful. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and put them on your plate. Dress them with whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and dress these with some Mexican sour cream. Just throw a little, so good. Then I'm gonna top it with a little bit of lettuce. Just a little bit of lettuce and some onion. And then we're gonna try these. So I'm so excited. You ready? So good. Oh my God. Guys, so good. Low carb enchiladas made out of cheese. Make these at home. You'll love them. Great substitute. Not missing the tortilla at all. So I'm excited to eat all 4 of these myself. We're gonna compare to the regular ones. So our regular chicken enchiladas are done and they are beautiful. So good. All right, so you're gonna dress these however you want. Leave them as is. You can top them with some sour cream. Then you can top it with your lettuce. Now I get to eat this beautiful thing. So let's try. So good. I hope you like this recipe, whether you like the keto version or the regular version. Either way, phenomenal. So you need to try these at home. And if you like this recipe, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want. If there's a recipe you want me to try to ketify, let me know. I can give it a shot. If I can make enchiladas keto version and make them taste as good as they do, hey, I'm excited. So, hope to see you guys next time. Bye. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. It's a good song.